you get to that decision of, do I put this down and give up, or do I push through and just not enjoy the rest of it? Yeah, it's sort of about that disappointment compared to the fantasy and expectation of books and reading and bookstores in general. There's sort of a lot of romantic things we attach to that.
We are Applespiel and we are part of the Canvas Project.
One of the first performances we did was for Short and Sweet, and it was sort of a collection of images on stage that we just thought were really funny. I was sitting at a desk with about 100 apples, and I was biting into them and sorting them by taste based on this apple is delicious, and I think we just picked the name from that. It was just like, I think at the time we kind of thought that Spiel was play. It's not, it's speak. It sort of came as we were finishing our uni course. We all wanted to work together after uni, and we decided that we would make a group that we can all do projects that we're not all in every project, but it's an umbrella name for all the work that we do.
Yeah, we call it the Wu-Tang Clan model. But the idea is that we say Applespiel is performing, and it's not all 8 of us. It's just, in this case, it's only 4 of us.
It's called Awful Literature is Still Literature, I guess. It's about bad books. Books that you get and you think they're going to be amazing. You get it and it's terrible. And you're sort of halfway through and you get to that decision of, do I put this down or do I push through and just not enjoy the rest of it?
Because then it makes it even worse, because your friend, who you supposedly have heaps in common with or whatever, has said, I think you'll really like this book, and given it to you. And then you've got to decide whether they think you're an idiot and therefore think you'll enjoy this bad book, or whether they have really bad taste or something, or you actually, and this person who you thought you had quite a close connection with actually disagrees with you completely about it.
Yeah, it's sort of about that disappointment compared to the fantasy and expectation of books and reading and bookstores in general. There's sort of a lot of romantic things we attach to that.
We went and filmed all different sort of versions, I suppose, of what we romantically attach to bookshops. So
falling in love with someone in a bookshop.
Finding messages in books.
So we have video of that we're going to sort of make a short film, I guess, out of that fits in with the installation. And as well as that, we're going to try and create a good book by reading bits of bad books. Tiny Stadiums last year was our first big project, where we did Sexy New Urban Design Team at Erskineville. We made a model of Erskineville and asked people to change it.
So Tiny Stadiums is a live art festival essentially in Erskineville.
Packed and quarterbred.
Yeah,
and then someone from Underbelly was talking to us at some point and they're like, well, you should apply for Underbelly. And we did. For me, there's a bunch of opportunities for emerging artists, and that's great, but I'd like it to be more of a community-based thing. I like there to be more platforms where lots of young artists can do things and hang out and interact and sort of make new connections for later stuff. And Underbelly is doing this, and it's great. And Pact does a lot of stuff, and I think they could do a lot more. I think, for me, it's the community of young artists, because there are enough people doing stuff, and I think we just need to do things together.
There are all these self-identified artists. Some of them are taking photos, some of them are making films, some of them are doing all these things, and they sort of exist in their own little cultural community. But how do you get people who go to a show at the Lansdowne to come to our play at Pact? Or how do we get people who make short films at Afters to come to our play at Pact?
In our solo practice, we are actors and directors and technicians, but as a collective of Applespiel, we're just makers. We like to make things. It's not necessarily theatre, it's not necessarily performance art, we just like to do things. And so to be able to feed off a community of artists that also like to do things and come from different disciplines is that's what Underbelly is about, and that's why we like Underbelly.
3 years I've been there painting pretty much on and off full time.
Next up on the Canvas Project, Morris and his Supernova Splatterworks.